In the distant past, before the dawn of human history, our world was inhabited by terrifying giants. These colossal beings were known as the Nephilim, and they roamed the earth, causing widespread destruction and spreading chaos wherever they went. Their immense power and size made them virtually unstoppable, and yet they met their demise during the Great Flood that eventually gave way to the modern world. But what really happened to the Nephilim, and do they still exist today? Is there some secret or forbidden knowledge they possessed? Today we will take a deep dive into the world of the Nephilim and explore what the mystery behind their sudden disappearance really is. Before we begin, make sure to hit that like button for more videos. Also stick around until the end to learn about the ancient text that exposes all of the secrets of the Nephilim. It's called the Book of Giants. It's a hidden and forgotten part of the Bible that almost no one knows about, and it has some truly shocking revelations to share. As many already know, the Nephilim were the offspring of fallen angels and human women who lived in the days before the Great Flood. According to the Genesis 6:4 says the Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God came into the earth and had relations with the daughters of men, and they bore children to them, the same became mighty men which are of old, men of renown. This passage implies that the Nephilim were born from a union between the Watchers, a group of fallen angels and human women. The offspring of this union were giants who were both powerful and infamous throughout history. However, the Bible is not the only source that provides information about the Nephilim. Other ancient texts, such as the Dead Sea Scrolls and the writings of Flavius Josephus, also mention these mysterious giants. For example, one of the Dead Sea Scrolls, known as 4Q500, contains a reference to the Nephilim that reads, "The sons of Seth found the sons of Enoch, and they were giants, the offspring of the sons of the morning, and they corrupted the earth by their wickedness." This passage suggests that the Nephilim were seen as a corrupting influence on humanity. They are described as the offspring of the sons of the morning, which may refer to the stars or planets, and their immense size and strength made them a force to be reckoned with. The idea that the Nephilim were somehow connected to celestial bodies is also reflected in other ancient texts, such as the Babylonian epic of Gilgamesh. In this epic poem, the hero Gilgamesh embarks on a journey to find the secret of immortality after hearing of the death of his friend Enkidu. During his travels, he meets the star goddess Ishtar, who is also known as the Queen of Heaven. Ishtar takes an interest in Gilgamesh and offers him her hand in marriage. However, he rejects her advances, and in response, she unleashes a bull to destroy him. The bull represents chaos and destruction, and it is said to have been created by the gods. In some versions of the epic, the bull is slain by Gilgamesh and Enkidu, but in others, it is a force that cannot be stopped. The connection between the Nephilim and the celestial bodies is further strengthened by the fact that the name Nephilim is thought to mean fallen ones, or those who fell from the sky. This could suggest that the Nephilim were seen as beings who came from the heavens and fell to earth, possibly bringing with them knowledge and technology from the stars. But despite their immense power and capabilities, the Nephilim were ultimately destroyed, along with the rest of humanity during the Great Flood. So what exactly happened to them? What led to their downfall? And why were they wiped out, along with everyone else? To understand what happened to the Nephilim, we must first look at the larger context of the time in which they lived. The period known as the Antediluvian Age was a time of great wickedness and corruption on earth. Humanity had strayed far from the path of righteousness, and the world was in dire need of a fresh start. During this time, the Nephilim were a major contributing factor to the wickedness and corruption that prevailed. Their immense power and size made them a force to be reckoned with, and they used their strength to terrorize the people of earth. Their violent and oppressive rule caused widespread suffering and misery, and it seemed as though there was no hope for deliverance. The presence of the Nephilim on earth was a constant reminder of the darkness that had fallen over the world. They were a symbol of the corruption and sin that had taken root in humanity, and it seemed as though they would never be defeated. However, the story of the Nephilim and the Antediluvians does not end there. Despite their immense power and evil, the Nephilim and other wicked beings were ultimately defeated and destroyed. The earth was cleansed of their presence, and a new beginning was made possible. This dramatic event is known as the Great Flood, and it is one of the most significant events in human history, according to the biblical account in Genesis. The floodwaters unleashed by God destroyed everything on earth except for Noah and his family, who had built an ark and taken refuge in it. The flood lasted for 40 days and 40 nights, and it wiped out every living creature that was not inside the ark. After the floodwaters receded, Noah and his family emerged from the ark and began the process of repopulating the earth. In the aftermath of the flood, the earth was transformed, and humanity had a chance to start anew. The presence of the Nephilim and other wicked beings was wiped away, and the world was cleansed of their evil. The story of the flood is a powerful reminder of the consequences of sin and the destructive nature of wickedness. It shows that no matter how powerful or evil a person or entity may seem, they are ultimately answerable to a higher power. The destruction of the Nephilim during the flood is a pivotal moment in the history of humanity. It marked the end of an era of darkness and corruption and ushered in a new age of hope and renewal. The memory of the Nephilim serves as a warning to future generations of the dangers of unchecked power and the importance of staying true to the path of righteousness. As previously mentioned, there is a lost book that holds even more secrets of the Nephilim and their destruction, the Book of Giants. Unfortunately, this mysterious text is not included in the Bible. Otherwise, everyone would know about its unbelievable contents. This ancient manuscript contains information about the origins, beliefs, and practices of the Nephilim, as well as their interactions with humans and other beings, according to some scholars. The Book of Giants was written by an unknown author in the ancient Near East around the 2nd millennium BCE. The book is believed to have been written in the Hebrew language and was likely composed of a collection of oral traditions and legends that had been passed down through generations. The exact date of its creation is unknown, but its contents suggest that it was written during a time when the Nephilim were still believed to exist. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Book of Giants is its description of the origin of the Nephilim. According to the text, the Nephilim were the offspring of the union between the sons of God and the daughters of men. The sons of God are believed to be the same as the Watchers, a group of fallen angels, who were cast out of heaven for their arrogance and disobedience. The Nephilim are described as being giants of immense power and strength, and their existence is said to have caused great suffering and corruption on the earth. Another interesting aspect of the Book of Giants is its mention of the war between the Nephilim and the righteous. According to the text, the Nephilim were eventually confronted by a group of righteous giants who sought to destroy them. A fierce battle ensued, but in the end, the Nephilim were defeated and driven from the earth. This conflict is said to have been so monumental that it was recorded in the Book of Enoch, another ancient text that contains information about the Nephilim. So what ultimately happened to the Nephilim after they were driven from the earth? According to some accounts, they fled to distant lands and continued to live in hiding. Others believe that they were completely wiped out during the war with the righteous giants. However, some believe that certain Nephilim survived and that their bloodline continues to exist today. This belief is based on the idea that the Nephilim were not all evil, and that some of them chose to walk the path of righteousness. If this is true, then it is possible that some Nephilim survived the war and lived among humans without being detected. It should be noted that the Book of Giants is not a canonical text, meaning that it is not considered to be part of the Bible by most religious scholars. Therefore, the information contained within it should be viewed as folklore or mythology rather than historical fact. Bite this. The Book of Giants remains an intriguing and mysterious text that offers a unique perspective on the Nephilim and their role in human history. Its description of the Nephilim as powerful and corrupt beings, who caused great suffering on the earth, aligns with the accounts found in other ancient texts such as the Genesis account and the Dead Sea Scrolls. Additionally, its mention of a war between the Nephilim and the righteous giants provides a new and exciting interpretation of the Nephilim's ultimate fate. While the Book of Giants is not a widely accepted historical document, it remains an important piece of folklore that has captured the imagination of many throughout the ages. Its mysterious contents offer a glimpse into a world populated by giants, fallen angels, and other supernatural beings, and serve as a reminder of the ancient world's fascination with the unknown. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that like button for more videos.